All right. It is Sunday night, 7:30-ish. Which means another time for another edition of the Man Cave, Polk version. Thank you all for giving us a little bit of your time this Sunday evening as we get ready for the official start of the season for everybody. Some people played last week, but everybody is lined up this week, so we're excited to talk about it, among other things. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to the All State PG, All State coach. What's going on with y'all, fellas?
What's up? What's up? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you too, man. Well, let's lost to PG. So before we get swung into him, I guess we'll come your way, coach. I don't know. I know it's been a busy week for you. I know y'all got going over in St. Pete this week, right? Or
No,
Orlando.
it was in Orlando this week, Coach. We was in St. Pete for preseason.
Okay, so
Uh,
now if you got anything to speak on that, or you got something in your coach's corner anyway,
I
you
got a
got.
couple things. Got a couple things. Like as far as LBD goes, we went 1-1 this week. Beat Timber Creek, pretty good team out of Orlando. We lost to Lake Highland Prep, number 20th ranked team in the country. And coach, they gave us that sausage. I ain't even gonna lie to you. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. Um, we just got to get better. You know what I'm saying? But it was a really good competition over there. Was able to see Dr. Phillips, who we met in the championship game last year. They're going to be tough again. Colonial, we met in the Final Four. They're going to be tough. That's a great event every year for as far as girls basketball. But I also seen a lot of great events for boys basketball. Metro versus Florida Challenge. I seen it was a hoop fest in Tampa area, and it was a big thing at the Wiregrass facility in Wesley Chapel. But coach, the state of Polk County basketball,
Uh,
the state of Polk County basketball. Where we at with it, coach? How do we match
uh,
up against our surrounding areas this year?
ah. So two-part question, I guess. Where are we at? What's the state of Polk County basketball? I guess we can we hide behind the fact that it's early, that there are a couple teams that just started basketball season this week, so we don't have the full range of everybody. I'm doing the cop out thing right now. I'm ducking and dodging the question. Um, where are we at as a county? I think we preseason now. You still got to roll the balls out and play, but preseason, I think we are extremely top heavy. Um, I think that the top level teams that we normally have is in preseason probably about the same, maybe a little less, but I think we have a couple of teams that have a chance to surprise, and hopefully for them and for Polk County they do. But overall, if I had to rate us on a 1 to 10, maybe 6.5. If I'm looking at all 30 teams, if I got to factor all 30 in, 6.5. And I see you shaking your head like I may be being a little generous. I was always told I was a very liberal grader. When I grade papers, I always grade on the err on the side of the student. I always try to figure out what they said, even though they didn't say it. So I may be on the high side, coach. And so I say 6.5. What say you
Coach, we're 5 at best.
at best?
At best, I'll probably give us a 4.5 right now.
Hmm.
Um, we had some teams. Shout out to Victory. Going up to Illinois, I think they gave a good showing. They dropped one game, but that game seemed like it was pretty competitive. You know what I'm saying? But overall, coach, I think we got battered and bruised this week. I
Yeah,
think we got battered and bruised this week. So It's early, like you said, it's early. We got a lot of work to do. Um, you know, I think Lakeland is the only one playing in football now.
Only one. Only one who still had their they still got their shoulder pads on.
Yeah, so shout out to them. Good luck to them. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be interesting, coach. Like we had an over and under making the playoffs. I don't even know if we're gonna hit that number, coach.
You have no, so you're saying a 4, and that's what ready
Yeah,
to jump in and see you in the car.
sound like you ride.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to be locked in or not. So a 4, coach.
Right now, coach. You know what I'm saying? But it's early. I expect people to be better coming out of the holiday break.
So you said that we got beat up some last week,
We
but
did, coach.
a lot of us we didn't. Those things usually just for people's understanding, I guess. When you play during Thanksgiving week, that's usually invite only, right? Because I know some people like. I got a couple questions like, was this team playing or was that team playing? I'm like, well, I didn't see their schedule. We didn't see the schedule. Why they not playing? Well, I can't tell you why they not playing. Everybody got their own, decision on how to do their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But just for people that may not be aware, that stuff amounts to invite, right? You don't just decide you're gonna go.
Yeah, definitely. Metro versus Florida is definitely invite. They try to get the best matchups available. I'm pretty sure the one Winter Haven was invite only, but you do get some that are money makers too. I mean, it's opportunities out there to play.
Okay. So that's a crop that people saying they didn't get played or they didn't get invited somewhere.
Yeah, you you can find somewhere to play. You know, it may not be close. It may cost you, but if you really want to play, you'll find somewhere to play.
Okay. So you don't take that.
No, not at all.
So do you lose more from playing and losing than you do from not playing at all? Because when we do our rankings, there's going to be some people that's going to be ranked higher that lost than some people who haven't played at all yet.
I think it's twofold according to the team. Um, like I highly advise and I support Coach Hen and what he does with his schedule. Um, being the fact that he has a bunch of football players on his team, so I will push my schedule as far back as I could in order to have all the bullets in my gun when I go out. You know what I'm saying, Coach? So I don't blame him for not playing, and plus it's valuable time to get his other kids ready. You know what I'm saying? But other people that have all of their kids, why aren't you playing? What excuse that you have that you're not playing? You know what I'm saying? So you need to get out and test the waters and see where you're at. You gotta gauge yourself. And that's the only way you're gonna do that is by getting out there and playing.
So it's teams out there that got full strength and and not playing no game.
They haven't played one.
Yeah. Everybody didn't play last week that could have played. Well, everybody could have played, but there were only 3 teams that it wasn't basketball season officially. And that was Lakeland, Lake Wells, and Victory. And so now it's only Lakeland that it's not football season. So yeah, but even though
Sebring too.
and Sebring, my bad, Sebring.
Yeah, Sebring.
So Sebring, Victory, and Lakeland, and Sebring, Victory, and Lake Wells all lost Friday. So those 4 teams didn't have all their guys, but everybody else had all their kids. But some chose not to play anyway. So it's not, that was always kind of a head scratching to me. But I know I got a couple of questions this week about it, so I figured I would let you kind of explain it, Coach. That I guess people assume that folks get to play, and I'm like, well, no, it's other things that go into it. Not like I say, not trying to don't know what's going on with individual schools. I just know that it's just not as cut and dry as I want to
But
play.
but you know what though, coach? Like you said, you have the invite only events, but there's other events that you can play in. But you know what's that's different now, and we talked about this probably a year or so ago. You have families and stuff planning things. Um, like they'll be out of town. You know what I'm saying? And you know, maybe people not full strength because of that.
It's tough to be an athlete during the holidays. Tougher than tougher. Let me say it this way: tougher now than what it used to be. When you was coaching, when you was playing, bro, when you was playing, yeah, when I was coaching to a certain extent, when I was playing, you just knew, especially basketball season, you knew you pretty much didn't have no Thanksgiving or Christmas. You just knew that going in playing. So you didn't even you wasn't no plans, wasn't no wasn't no family trying to say, hey, this what we doing, because you knew, hey, Billy BD, Billy got he got games. They gonna be out of town, so he ain't gonna be available type stuff. And it don't happen that way. This was the first Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for it. I mean, they took one on the chin Saturday, but CJ wasn't home for Thanksgiving. First time he ain't been home for Thanksgiving since he been in college because
Mm-hmm.
they had a game Saturday. He
Mm-hmm.
don't he didn't have a problem with it, and nobody had a problem with the fact that he wasn't home because of what he was doing. So it wasn't no thing where, hey man, my family do this every week. Like he had to find somebody to go eat, somebody house to eat at Thursday up there in Pittsburgh. His thing was he just wanted to make sure people, he didn't say it, but I said it for him that, he used to get in Florida Southern. So he like, I got who I said, what you say, they got cooked with seasoning. He just started laughing, I was last week. So I got to find somebody. I got 3-4 offers, but I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled with what I'm getting. But the point was he was making plans because he knew this wasn't an option.
Yeah.
And that just don't happen as much no more, like you said. So I can imagine being at a school where you come in, hey, coach, we got to do this, we got to do this, what you going to tell the family? You can't tell them they want to go somewhere with their kid, their child. So as a coach, you got games planned. Your kid come in and tell you they can't be here. How does that affect the child off something that he or she has no control over? They're not playing, so they missing games in practice. Like we got report that late Winter Haven lost their first game over in the Hoop Feast. They lost to the team from North Carolina by like 2, I think. But got reports they didn't play well. They was in foul trouble. But then one of the kids that plays that's in the rotation didn't play because he didn't come to practice, so they sat him. Which they don't come to practice, you send them. But okay, if I don't come to practice because my family say we got to go out of town, do I get the same? All of a sudden, I missed practice, I missed the game, but it ain't like I just booked. It's like, okay, my mama say we got to go, or my grandma say, or my auntie say we got to go, but I'm supposed to say, nah, we ain't going. I mean, how do you, as a coach, that's a tough one, right? Or is it, maybe it's not tough. Maybe, hey, you wasn't here, period. It is what it is, but.
Coach, it depends on the expectations of the program and of the team. Like with us, when I had my boys, the expectation was that we're gonna compete at a high level and sacrifices had to be made. Our schedule was out. I made sure that the schedule got out into the planning meeting in our parent meeting. Um, I let them know when we was practicing. Like we was gonna practice on holidays. Like we practiced on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? And usually football was in the playoffs. So I had practice in the morning for basketball. I had practice in the evening for football. And then, Christmas morning, the expectation was we're gonna be in the gym getting shots up in practice. It's like I told mine, like y'all not little kids no more. Y'all not waking up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Whatever. We got to get some work in because usually, like the next day or so, we're playing. So what we supposed to do? Not do anything. I just think it's the expectations of the coach and the program. and where you're going with it. You let the parents know ahead of time, and then they have to make decisions from there. But at the same time, as a coach, you got to protect your program, and you got to hold everybody accountable. So if the person's not there and your rule is to sit them, then that's what you're gonna have to do.
That's tough, man. That's tough when I'm getting set for something that I really don't want to do, that I don't really have control over like that. But a team is a team.
But coach, that's why you don't put your foot in your mouth either. You know what I'm saying? You set these rules that where it's no flexibility. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the situation.
That's tough. And so, like you said, so if I'm winners high school and three of my kids come in, or three of my kids even before I did the schedule, like, hey coach, just so you know, I ain't gonna be here Thanksgiving. Um, so either you don't play because you like hen and your kids playing football. You don't play because your kids on vacation. I mean, it really ain't a difference if a coach don't play for the reason they do as it is for hen not playing for the reason he playing, right? It's pretty much the same thing, more or less. Okay. All right. Well, anything else before I swing at the coach? I mean, PG, I don't know if PG got anything or not, but PG, I know you sound like you're on the road. You got anything in to mistake or no?
Let's keep it moving then, coach.
All right. Well, we'll get to PG when we can. So, got a question. I saw this on Instagram, and the question was to rate these 5 things in order of importance to your program. So rate these 5 things in order of importance to your program, 1 to 5. 1 being the most important, 5 being the least important. Okay. So A, a good PG. B, a good 3-point shooter. C, a good rebounder. D, a good big man. E, a good defender. So you rate those 1 to 5. A good PG. B, a good 3-point shooter. 3, a good rebounder. 4, a D, a good big man. E, a good defender.
Hold on. I had to write it down.
Take your time.
All right. This is what I got. For me, number 1 would be a point guard. Need to have a floor general. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that knows everybody's responsibilities, ones that holding everybody accountable and just keeping everything together. I say 2 will be a good defender. Y'all know how I am about defense. Need everybody locked in. And then along with defending, you got to be able to rebound. If you win the battle of the boards, usually you win the game, coach. You know what I'm saying? Number 4, I put 3-point shooting. The game has evolved and changed. It's important that you are able to hit outside shots. And everybody's able to hit outside shots. Because you're not getting true bigs anymore. It's nobody, with a great post up game. When the last time we had a true big in Polk County? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking like Tony Bradley. Like, it's been a while. You know what I'm saying? So a big, we have hybrids now. So I don't think a big is that important. You got to be able to defend, kids that are 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", that are playing on the perimeter, coach. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be nice to have one, but you don't have to have one.
We'll have to have one. Okay. So death to the big man.
Coach, they had to evolve, coach.
Okay. Well, if I would have,
Because like the reason why um the Warriors was such a problem because there was a matchup problem. Like you're big gonna have to defend. Who are they gonna defend? You know, who are they gonna run around with? Then you gotta defend the 3-point line. Then what if they put you in a pick and roll situation where you switching? So now you end up on, Steph Curry or somebody.
that's a good point.
You
That's a,
know what I'm saying? So it's gotta that person gotta be a hybrid now.
so all right. So if I'm going with it, I agree with the PG. We gotta have somebody who know what's going on the floor. Um, I would go second with a good rebounder. That would be my 2. 3 would be my 3 would be a defender. And like you say, 4. I mean, if you got a good 3-point shooter, that's fine. But you shoot 3-pointers well to win, and a big man in Polk County. Now, sometimes we get in trouble when we go outside of Polk County because it seems like other people have the big man, and we struggle with that sometimes.
But Coach, are they real bigs though? They're just long. Most of them are, but most of those kids are skilled kids still. They're not just pounding us, down low on the block, type of bigs.
So let's look at 2 of the teams that's in Polk this year. Well, I guess 3, because Bartow got some big guys too. So Bartow has 3 bigs.
None of them are back to the basket.
So
Breathing big.
Ed, Jason, and the Rick kid from Lake Wells. So none of them you would consider a true big.
No.
Okay. But then 4, I forgot about Sebring. So we got Sebring with Sylvester Lewis. Would you consider him a true big?
He's probably the closest, but even Sly is not, Duke is not trying to,
In that match with nobody, huh?
no.
Okay. Well, Kathleen lost a big. Uh, uh, um, uh, JCP got multiple bigs.
Haven't seen them play yet, so I don't know what type of athlete that we're talking about.
Okay.
But usually, like even now, coach, like the African kids and the kids that are coming overseas, they part of that international game, and over there you got to be skilled.
And now the other one was Victory Kid, the top dog kid. He would be considered big, right? He's 6'8", 6'8"-ish. So even though we got more size this year than we normally do, we're still not really in the traditional big mold.
Like I said, coach, the game has evolved. The game has evolved.
Okay. Well, that's.
Cause just think about it, coach. Even the Turner kid, right? Even he played. It wasn't a bully type of game. You know what I'm saying? It was more finesse type of game, even with him.
Okay. So you still don't really see us having a bid, but we don't need a bid.
You don't have to have one, but you have to be able to defend the rim, and you got to be able to rebound.
If we can spin the rim and rebound, we're in good shape. Well, that was length guys, the new bid.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
So, okay, well, as we kind of transitioned last week, we
that must be Ampo. He probably on his wife.
No, that's Ampo's wife's name.
I bet you that's Ampo.
Okay. I wasn't sure, but active length. But What is if it is Coach Ambo or Miss Jones, Mrs. Jones? Welcome. If it's you, Miss Jones, welcome. If it's you, Coach, welcome. So when we say actively, what is it, Mrs. Jones, not Miss Jones, Mrs. Jones? I don't want to get you, trouble, Coach Ambo. So Mrs. Jones, Coach Jones, anybody else, Coach you, bro, having we got he driving, so want to arrive alive where you coming from, where you going to. What is active? So are any of those guys we just described? No, we hadn't seen. We've heard about JCP. We haven't really seen them yet. And any of those considered active live? I mean, I guess active would be rebound and going at shot.
Like Ed fit that description. Rick fit that description. You know what I'm saying? I think the kid from Victory fits that description.
I've heard that kid from. I haven't seen him live, but I've read and heard. But the Blasi kid from JCP, first of all, I say he already passed the eyeball test. He legit looked like a college kid right now, like body wise, 6'8", 230 ish. Yeah. He not even the biggest kid they got. So, I guess they would be the enigma. That'd be very interesting to see how they line up. And why we on JCP? I don't know if we own it. I just made us on them, I guess. Hate them or love them. Right now, you either love JCP, you buying all the stock, or you hate JCP, you selling all the stock. But they are in the conversation. They are making some moves that got them in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
2 parts to the question: can JCP become the Montverde of Polk County, and is JCP the top team in the county?
Humbly, my opinion is, can they become Mount Verde? They can strive for it, but that's going to be difficult. Because my thing is, Mount Verde is able to get the top kids in the country. You know what I'm saying? They got the number 1 player in the country right now. Can JCP get the number 1 player in the country? I would say no. You know what I'm saying? If Coach G get him a campus and get the financial backing and get like the facilities and whatever, maybe they do down the road. But right now, I would say no, becoming Mount Verde, because like I said, Mount Verde has the facilities, they got a financial backing to consistently be the top 5 team in the nation year in and year out. But like, I love what Coach G is doing over there, though. You know what I'm saying? He's doing what he has to do to be competitive. As far as the top team in the county, I think they're right there. It's going to be hard to judge because they're unable to play people in the county because of whatever scheduling conflicts that people have with scheduling them. I was thinking about how can we gauge them. Like, for instance, they lost to IMG Blue the other day. Seemed like it was a good game, close game. That's the IMG team that Winter Haven beat twice last year. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to judge it that way, but that's kind of what I'm gauging where they're at right now. Like I said, I think they're knocking at the door. But right now, I still would have Winter Haven over them. And I think Victory in JCP will be a great game too.
Okay. I just know,
but to be a Mount Verde coach, Mount Verde always have great guards, and we talking about first round guards. You know what I'm saying? So, and they getting those type of players consistently. To be a top 5 team in the nation, you gotta have great guard play.
And so the bigs are great, but what separates them is they short of a big. They short of guards.
You gotta have a great guard. And like I said, we talking about, like I said, Mount Vernon got the number one player in the nation. You know what I'm saying? We even have a top 150 in the county that's in high school right now? And that's a no.
So how long? And you would probably know this more than me. How long did it take Montverde to become Montverde? They didn't just jump off the porch, Montverde, right?
No, but like I said, you got to know what the community that Mount Verde School is in. You know what I'm saying? They are catering to, like we talking about top 5% in the country. You seen the houses around Mount Verde, Coach? You know the people that go there?
I have not.
Coach, the ones that pay to go there, Coach, they pay a pretty penny. And the houses around Mount Verde is a multi-million-dollar houses, all of them. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, they had a financial backing. They had the facilities, a brand new gym that they opened up a couple years ago. And they still have the old gym that's there. They have a top-notch like soccer program too. It's like other programs that are also competing at nationwide.
So for people that don't know Mount Verde, Coach, is Mount Verde just sports?
No, it's a great academic institution. Um, Matter of fact, my niece goes there. She's like in kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great academic institution, Coach, and it's a lot of it's a boarding school too. So a lot of people are sending their kids there from around the world to go to Mount Verde, not only for sports, for academics.
So it is a high level academic school that happens to do
Yes.
with basketball also. Because
I
we don't
mean,
hear about them with football, it's just basketball.
no, they discontinued their football program, but everybody else competes at a high level.
So
Like their girls program is probably number one in the nation. I know they were the last 2 years, and they were really good this year too.
so their kids are athletes, not
Yeah.
students, not just athletes.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Of course, but you got an admin that makes sports important. You know what I'm saying? They're hiring coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I want the top program, and what resources do you need to do so? Like Mount Verde is a Nike school. You know what I'm saying? So now you got a shoe backing too. You know what I'm saying? So it's other things that play into it.
Okay. So in order for JCP to get to that point, we got before they get the guards, we got to get the academic part to. What's going on, Coach? Congrats on your Eagles. You and CJ with your Eagles pulling out the game of the day. You got to start academically first, is what you're saying.
It both of them go together, Coach. Both of them go together.
So all those guys there are top-notch students before they are top-notch athletes.
I'm sure it's some exceptions. I'm sure it is, but you still got to perform academically. You know, people that play for Mount Verde, most of them are D1 kids, from low major D1 to high major D1. So,
all right. Well, that came up. I had a conversation last week, and because what would stop? Go hide that. That might be on the YouTube page. No, that's on Facebook.
no, it's on Facebook.
Let me hide that. The thing is, once again, what stops them from what stops them from being it? Because they wasn't always it. So let me find it, y'all. Give me a second. Let me find this thing and hide it. My people won't let you just. You're trying to have a conversation, trying to keep things going. All right. Well, while I'm finding this out, we're going to release our top 25 for the week. Some things have changed. Not a lot did because once again everybody didn't play. So we did switch some stuff from the people that did play. I wonder if that's on my page because I shared it. But I don't see it on the Polk Hoops page.
I'm on the Poku live, and that's where I see it at.
You do see it?
Yeah.
All right. Let me find it. Yeah, sorry. People want this video alone. Leave me alone. We'll see the Polk Hoops live thing. Where am I looking at? Let me look on my phone, I guess. So anyway, we're gonna go 25, 25 to 1. So we do have, I don't know if I have coach, we already got PG not here. We there are 30 there are 30 teams in the county. And although we cover all 30, we rank 25 of them. And according to who you talk to, everybody is not when I'm still looking for it. All right, I think I see it now. No, yeah. All right, let me hide that. I'm just gonna delete it again. All right, so we're gonna go 25 to 1. And we'll go now, and then we'll post it tomorrow. But 25 is Avon Park at 0-0. They didn't play last week. All right, Polk County girls basketball. We're gonna play this, and then we'll come back to it. Let people see what you said. 24 Hardy 0-0. 23 Ridge 0-0. 22 Fort Meade 0-0. 21 Lake Gibson 0-0. 20 Lake 19 Haines City 0-0. 18 Lakeland Christian 0-0. 17 Lake Wells 0-0. 16 Kathleen 0-0. 15 Arbondale 0-1. Real quick, that we shared a couple highlights this week from kid that's over in Haines City, like Chris Wright or something like that. Coach, he been at Haines City. He transferred in. How he taking off on people? I'm like, did that Coach Hill off-season program? That's the results he giving? Because if so, boy, his numbers finna go up. Like,
I don't know, Coach. I got to see him.
Yeah, Coach. I saw a couple. I was up early one morning, so I didn't even wait till regular posting hours. I went ahead and posted that. I'm like, I don't want folks to forget. He gave it to somebody, and that wasn't the first time. He even gave it to a couple people early on. I don't know I don't think they really won like as a whole, but him individually, and he got good side like 6'3", 6'4". He ain't no little fella either. So. Anyway, as you look them up, I keep going. I just thought about it when I saw Haines City. 14, Excel, they 1-0. 13, Frostproof. 12, George Jenkins. 11, Sebring. 10, Lake Region. So 10 Lake Region, 9 Bartow, 8 McKeel, 7 Lakeland, 6. I'm saying this wrong. 6 Discovery, 5 Davenport, 4 Santa Fe, 3 Jordan Christian Prep, 2 Victory, and 1 Winter Haven. Yeah, I know Marvin missing Tyrell. So shout out real quick also in the last couple of days to Frostproof 2024 guard Sebastian Rosado picked up 2 offers, one from Indiana University in Columbus and one from Stats Prep Academy. And also William Medina from Excel 2025 guard also picked up offer from Stats Prep Academy. So want to say congrats to both of those young men. We make sure that we recognize all offers that all the kids get. So both of those guys picked those up over the week. So anyway, Coach, any thoughts on this week rankings? Obviously, it'll be some movement since everybody's playing this week, but that's kind of what we got. Which will, like I said, we'll post it tomorrow. Any thoughts or reactions?
No, it's still early. It'll start be some separation this week. Bartow starting 0-2. I do know that I think Ed didn't play. I know he didn't play against Tampa Catholic, so that's a big part of their lineup. But it's still no excuses. McGriff is not going to give no excuses. They still got to line it up. But that's where we're at right now, Coach. It'll start to separate itself in the next week or two.
Okay, but you still not impressed with the Okay, Mrs. Jones, thank you for the Mrs. Jones giving us the intel. So, well, Charles, right?
Yeah, I know who Charles is. Yeah, he's been there. He's been there the whole time.
Well, Coach,
he's a high flyer.
Yeah, well, we know. I didn't know, and I'm sure a lot of other people didn't know. Y'all know, because y'all know stuff.
He played. He didn't play for us this summer. He played for us last summer with Tony Bradley. But I know the kid.
Well, he giving them out. I don't know if they line it up for him, but he giving them out though. So you're surprised. Is that a surprise, like a negative surprise about Bartow, or just expected? And then if that's a negative surprise, do you have a positive surprise so far?
It's actually not a negative surprise from McGriff. McGriff, that's typical McGriff. He usually drop games early. You know what I'm saying? Because he has such a tough schedule. You know what I'm saying? It's not unusual for him to drop games this early. He's playing people out of county, sometimes out of state, trying to get his kids prepared. You don't want to play him at the end of January. So it's not a surprise with Bartow. I would say my surprise right now will actually be McKeel. I think that was a good showing for them to go to the Wiregrass shootout and get 2 wins, one of them in overtime. That should be a confidence booster for them.
Okay.
And I think we need to watch out for Santa Fe too, Coach. They're gonna be tough with their they got a couple of pieces that came in. So I'm curious on what Coach Blicker puts together against the teams against the county.
Yeah, they had a pretty good win at the Hoop Feast too. They beat a team from Louisiana.
Yeah,
pretty good, like 25. And what's the name? Actually, Tate wasn't the leading scorer. It was Hudson DeKeisman. I know I'm probably saying his name. He had like 28 and 13 or something like that. Had a real good showing. But yeah, I definitely. I mean, we always I think the thing about Santa Fe is it seems like they got a good like 5 or 6, but it's always a question. Not always, but it has been a question about their depth. So I'm not sure if this year um, coach has more of a more depth to help with those guys. Like you said, I know he brought in some pieces, so they could surprise them, not them in that locker room, but they could definitely surprise some people this year. I agree with you on that. So so that's a 25. We will post that tomorrow. I'm looking for this thing that I think somebody kind of sort of was tagged was saying something to us, but they didn't say us specifically. But I'm looking for it. They made a post and they were saying it's been talked about other places. So I'm assuming us, but I'm trying to look for it. And essentially, and I want to make sure I read the post like they made the post on Instagram. So it says this they shared it, but it says um as we debate classifications and entertain proposals like an open 32, like we've talked about that, that's on the table. They say we continue, and this was football related, but I'm looking at it for basketball. We continue to obvious. After Friday, we may only have 3 public schools left out of 16 teams. And so it's saying, I guess the debate is public, private. The small school classifications 1M, 1S, 2M, 2S are being dominated by private schools. After Friday, we will likely only have 3 public schools still playing in the small school classifications. Say 1M, 8 privates remain, no public schools. 1S, 7 privates, 1 public. 2M, 6 privates remain, 2 public schools. Face off in regional finals. And 2S was 3 private schools, 5 public schools remain. So I guess the thing is saying it's calling for more separation because it's not even. I guess the way I took it, you may take it different, Coach. You, PG, or whoever listening, as if we need to go and look at public-private because it's not even a fair. I won't say fight, but I guess that's what I'm saying. It's not even a fair comparison at this point.
I mean, Cole, what's the difference between now and 10, 20, 25 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Like, private schools have always been there. Public schools, you have, if you're not one of those top-notch programs, you have roller coaster type seasons. I mean, even Coach McGriff, the GOAT over there, you know what I'm saying? So when he's good, he's good, but when he's not, he's just, a playoff team. Like last year, he didn't even make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And that's the risk you run in public schools. Private schools control, who they bring in. You know what I'm saying? They still got to pay bills. So the ones that are able to give out scholarships for those kids to come in um, are able to, compete at the high level. So it's really about resources and financial backing, Coach. Like if I go private, if I go to a private school and coach, I'm going in there like, hey, I need 8 scholarship players. If I don't get 8, then I'm not coming. You know what I'm saying? I want to come in here and win, but I got to be able to bring the people in that I want in order to do so. And usually you got to have the support of the admin and some type of financial backing in order to get that done.
So to Ms. Shaw's point, and you just kind of said it too. She said resources. You're saying resources. Is it that cut and dry that they have resources and public schools don't?
Yes, pretty much. or in public school, you gotta have like a head coach that somebody wants to come and play for. You know what I'm saying? And then you talking about what are the other advantages of a private coach? If I'm a kid that maybe struggle with standardized tests, why not go private? If somebody's offering me a scholarship, play at a high level, I can go private and not have to take any of the state tests and graduate. You know what I'm saying? So it puts me in a pretty good academic situation also. You know what I'm saying? So it has other advantages too, and they use that to their advantage. My thing is NIL is coming, coach. NIL is coming. So you think they have an advantage now? I think it's finna tip over even more when that NIL start coming.
So okay, let's see what coach. What do you mean? What coach means? So coach, either Mrs. Jones or Coach Jones said commitment. When you say commitment, what are we? Commitment to the program, kid committing to the school.
I think you're talking about all of the above, program to a coach, whatever. But we all know that we're in a transfer portal era now. You know what I'm saying? Kids want to play. One, two, they want to win. You know what I'm saying? Am I going to get that at a consistent places, at a consistent basis at a public school? You know what I'm saying? When you start talking public, you talking about, like who's always in the Final Four, like those teams. And then even then, it's a lot of private schools that are in the Final Four consistently every year.
So is it
like for coach, for example, I don't know if did you see the Leesburg football coach post? All right, so let me tell you about this situation. So Leesburg played Lake Wells in football last week and lost, right?
Right.
From my understanding, someone that has a financial backing at the First Academy in Orlando offered the head coach at Leesburg to come be a part of the First Academy staff, and he's like the co-head coach or something, and he's like able to bring 5 of his assistants with him, and they like paying them like 80 plus to come over there. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, I read an article yesterday. The First Academy AD didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? So when we start talking about resources, coach, they trying to stack the deck. You know what I'm saying? $80,000 for somebody to teach and play ball and be a coach, that's way more than what they're getting in public schools, coach. Especially in Florida.
And either coach or Mrs. Jones said about the private schools and they were committed to winning. I can't speak on every school in Polk County, but I can speak when I was a coach at George Jenkins. And I can say it not because I don't coach no more. None of the people that was there when I was there are there now. I won't say no names, but there was some admin on that campus who hated sports. They hated athletics. They would much have rather Jenkins be a art school, just concerned with the arts, and they were perfectly okay with not even having sports. And now, did they ever say that like right off or right? Definitely, they didn't write it down, but it was very obvious that they could care less about sports. So whatever you did, to Coach Jameson and Mrs. Jones' point, you had to kind of figure it out. And the grace of God, I was able to be competitive out there at Jenkins. But if with any type of, I don't even want to say support, but I guess that's the only way to put it, any type of semblance of support of a basketball program like other people were getting, we could have actually been more than just competitive. and then even the kids, the kids that I was coaching, they didn't necessarily look like the air quote George Jenkins type of kid. But it's just it was to their point. There was no it was not a, and I get it because on the admin side, coach, you on the admin side, you get the 8 to 5, the 8 to 2, focus. It's got to be on the academic. You got all this stuff for the state, for the district. You got all this stuff, all these guidelines and test scores, and they get coming out with new. So you got a lot of stuff that you got to do to run a school that has nothing to do with sports. I get that,
Definitely.
but as you build a culture, and obviously I'm biased as a coach, I think that not just necessarily sports, but just programs, activities, clubs, all that stuff goes into the whole ball of the high school wax. And I don't know if public schools in Polk County always get that because they can't see past the 9 to 2.
Yeah, but let's talk about that, Coach. You have to know your community and the people that you serve. Here in Polk County, of course, us as administrators, we're worried about academics, right? But what do the people rally around? Everybody come together, all cultures, all races, all genders. We come together around sports, Coach. It has always been like that. Lake Wells is in the Final Four, Coach. You know what I'm saying? We at the White House. All of Lake Wells is at the White House. Bartow, Kathleen, all of Polk County is coming to support. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They rally behind sports. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I had a principal tell me basically, really didn't want a great football team. Say the better your football team, more problems that you have. You know what I'm saying? You have more issues when you have a great football team. I'm like, you know what? You got a point. But at the same time, if I become a principal, I want to compete at a high level. So we want to be well rounded everywhere.
I just think you can, once again, you bias, coach. So no matter how much of an admin you are, you're a coach. So you're gonna see I'm a coach, so I'm gonna be biased. I just think that it is definitely a way that you can do it. Shout out to Chad, you with your fire picture, man. That's impressive, sir. That's impressive. But Dante Collins brought up a good point about maybe the thing is how they decide the districts, because right now it's just essentially student enrollment at the school.
Yes.
So you got a school like you got Mulberry and Tender Rock in a district with Lake Island Prep, and just because Lake Island Prep only got 500 kids, I'm just throwing out a round number, and Mulberry and Tender Rock got 500. That don't necessarily mean that they should be playing together, because, like you say, they're not attracting the same type of kid. Mm-hmm. But is there a way for you to do that and not be looked at as discriminatory? The easiest way to balance it out is just say, all right, we're going to lump y'all by how many kids go to the school. But like you say, the kids is coming through the door, and the process that one school uses to get kids, if that's not the same, is it really a moot point that I'm in the daggone I'm in the district with somebody who only got 500 like me, but they 500, like you say, all from overseas. They invite only. So your 500 ain't the same as my 500, but that's the easiest, safest way to stay out of court.
But coach, it's never going. Somebody always going to be unhappy. Somebody going to always be complaining, and that's the reason why we had so many. Remember, we had 9 classes at one point.
I remember that.
We were giving everybody state championship. You know what I'm saying? So even if you clump the private schools together and have their own state championship, or maybe you have a low and a high private school state championship according to enrollment. You know what I'm saying? Then they're gonna start. Somebody's gonna be complaining about that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think nobody's ever gonna be happy when it comes to things of this nature. So I don't know if there is a solution.
Well, you saw what PC Gridiron said is, do we feel like, and I guess with the NIL, is that the solution, the NIL? So now you got a traditional public school that can, I won't say legally, but that can throw the money out there. It's not under the table. I can present the same money as a private school now that I probably could not have before.
And coach, like how many public schools can do that though? All public schools can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just gonna become even more lopsided.
Well, how do
There's
you
gonna be more top end, programs in schools, and the separation is just gonna get even wider.
how do you do this one though? I never heard of that. How can how can they see if that's true? PC Gridiron, that's a big part of the problem because we're not playing on the same field. So Lake Highland Prep, not just saying Lake Highland Prep, um, but if Lake Highland Prep counts 750 when they only really send at 500, that's going to impact in some cases where they really should be playing at, right?
Yeah, and then somebody up
Or
there
by
playing.
they could be not counting all the kids they got, so they can be lower, right? I mean, I guess you could finagle it both ways. So, and
So everybody happy.
So again,
It's no way to make everybody happy.
so short of saying that, do you think because the NIL, not NIL, the Open 32, would that be the state's answer? They're essentially gonna take all the private schools out, and then it'll be left for everybody else. It'll be more of an even playing field. Because if you look at it, most of those top teams right now would be considered like private type schools, right? So they would technically go into the Open 32, and that could be how you balance it out. I guess. I mean, I don't know if that's the state's thought process, but that would probably be the only way to look at it. Like you said, other than that, it's hard to say how you, because the easiest thing to do is just lump them in by student count. That keep you out of court. That keep people from saying it's discrimination because you're a public school, 500 to 1,000, you 3A, period. So you can't, that way I'm covered because I'm giving the same criteria to everybody else. Now, what you do in the gray lines and the weeds and what you do with your interpretation of it, I've done my part. I've made it equal.
Yeah.
We know it's nothing equal about it, but
like I said, I think you should just try a private school championship, maybe. Like I said, have like a lower school division and a higher school division based on enrollment. Because now, just think about it, right? Like Winter Haven played Columbus last year, right? Columbus is what, 7A? They're 7A.
7A.
Coach, Columbus is all boys. It's an all boys school. So guess how many boys they have there? They probably got 2,500 plus all boys. Compared to Winter Haven, you probably got 2,500 kids, but half maybe girls, half maybe boys. Like, it's never gonna be an even playing field nowhere.
Does anybody that you can think of get it right that we can model? We know we're not gonna model, but every state don't seem to be having the issues we have, and maybe they do. We just don't hear about it because we're not in that state. But like a state like Kentucky, I never hear negative stuff about how Kentucky does their playoffs with their basketball thing, because it's like a true March Madness type playoff. And maybe it is. I mean, I don't live in Kentucky. I'm not from Kentucky. Maybe they having some of the same discussion and conversation that we having. But it just seems like our conversations be a lot more layered than other people do. And maybe I'm off. But like you say, it just seems like it. But then if I'm Winter Haven, let's just say Winter Haven, if they, our top team, or Victory, but since Victory would be different because Victory would be considered private, right? So they wouldn't be lumped on the left side with the public school. They'd be with private school.
If you notice, right? So Victory has been at the same spot like the last few years. They get to the regional final and lose against OCP, right?
Right.
So now Victory is making steps in order to, get over the hump. Like they're bringing in I-9s now. You know what I'm saying? So they're taking the necessary steps to, compete with these other schools. I don't blame them. I would too.
And that's essentially what you got to do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Public schools, you got to take who show up and whoever walk in the door, you got to take them. Private schools don't have to. So that's a real good point. So I just don't know I just saw that come up and I felt like they was making a comment toward us. So I figured I would bring it up for discussion. But so anywho, all right. So we got some games this week. And just the disclaimer, we do not pick all the game. So if we don't say your team's name, that don't mean that we sizing them. That don't mean that they're not included. We just picking the top, in our opinion, the top, 5 or 6 games for the week.
Yeah.
The matchups that we discussed them and pick. Now PG discussion, his picks have to be off the air because obviously not on, but me and Coach will make our picks. All 3 of us are 0-0. Since we have a full season, we should not have any break in our picks this year. So the first one we started out with 2, I guess, top 10 teams who have not gotten off to the best, I guess, start. But somebody got to win Tuesday night. Lake Region at Bartow. So somebody leaving the gym happy that they gonna walk in the gym. So Lake Region at Bartow. What's your thoughts, Coach, and who you like?
First of all, can the winner get dinner this year, at least a meal of their choice?
Little side.
Gotta be some motivation.
Side motivation.
Some motivation, definitely. I think PG will agree to it.
Okay.
All right. Lake Region Bartow. It's at Bartow?
It is at Bartow. Let me make sure by my little notes. Yes, at Bartow, Tuesday night.
I take Bartow at home.
At home, I think I like Bartow.
My bad, Coach Shake.
He already hit
He told me out at the crime time. My own frat brother don't even pick me. You right? I'm going to Bartow.
I like Bartow too. We'll get PG thing off there. I think that's going to be an entertaining game. They both contrasting styles because Lake Region is very athletic. They have a lot of guards, but they don't necessarily have the same size that Bartow got. And like you said, home. This will be the home opener for the Blue Devils, for the Yellow Jackets, and so I like Bartow as well. So, but I think it's gonna be a good one. That might be one of the better games this week. On Tuesday, is it Tuesday or Thursday? On Thursday, 2 0-0 games. Well, they haven't played yet for real. Jenkins at Davenport.
Going with the Broncos, baby.
You going with the Broncos? So you like
Jones? You got me.
Jenkins, I think one of them teams that's going to get better as the season goes. Now, how good that turns out to be, that's debatable, but I think that they will get better. They have a low-key, nice little 1-2 with the Maddox kid and the kid Smothers from Winter Haven. And the kid went ahead averaged like a double last week. He made our honor roll. But Coach Outboy has kind of developed a nice little home court situation over there. And he got a couple of kids that a lot of people don't know about that they will learn about throughout the year with the Ellis kid and is it Williams kid? Mm-hmm. They got a nice little they got a nice little combination. Since they're at home, and Jenkins still trying to figure things out a little bit. I think I'm gonna take Davenport as well. Sorry, Coach Davis, but like I say, I think Jenkins gonna get better as the year go on. I definitely like Jenkins like in the next year or two, with what Coach Davis got going. But for the night, I think on Thursday, I think I like Davenport. All right, this low key might be a game of the week. It's an interesting game, but we got Santa Fe at Bartow. So Bartow gets Lake Region on Tuesday and Santa Fe on Friday at the house. McGriff, the master scheduler. Santa Fe at Bartow. You want to come back to that one?
No. We're gonna stay on it. So Bartow have all their guys now. Bartow's, I think, length gives Santa Fe issues, but at the same time, Santa Fe can shoot it at a high level. That's gonna be a good game. And is that Bartow?
It's at Bartow Friday night.
I'm going with Bartow at home.
Okay,
but that game could go either way.
So Bartow has the advantage inside. I like Santa Fe's advantage outside, at least early on. I like Tate, obviously. I think Malachi is a great addition to what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I like the right kid from Jenkins. And then Hudson, Hudson just kind of a tough garbage man. They got the Mordecai. They Santa Fe more depth than they have had in years past. They're not going to win the size advantage with Bartow.
With the addition of Rick, with Bartow, he's 6'7" or so, and athletic. I said Bartow's a lot longer now. It's gonna depend on if Bartow can win a turnover battle. But I still like Bartow at home.
For some reason, I just feel like Santa Fe can go in there and steal it. I don't know.
They can, because Coach, they can shoot the three.
I think they can shoot it. That's what I'm looking at. They can shoot the ball.
Like that was a hard decision, Coach. That's gonna be a good game.
I may lose that one, but I think I'm gonna go with Santa Fe. I just think they can come in there and shoot the ball. I think that if this game was played 2 weeks from now, I'll take Bartow. But early on, and like even if Tate don't get off, I think last year if Tate don't get off, Santa Fe don't have a shot. I think they can manage. Tate don't have to get off. I mean, obviously he's the number one guy, but he don't have to get off like he did last year. So even if Bartow take away, like John is saying, Bartow gonna take away. If they take away Tate, I think Santa Fe got enough other guys. And like I said, I could be wrong, but I just think Santa Fe can go in there and get that one. So I'm taking Santa Fe. This one is on Friday as well. Probably the most criticized team in our area last year, schedule-wise, was JCP. So the people went out. JCP went out and up their schedule. They brought in some more kids, and now they playing people. Now, according to who, and I said it last week, the people for JCP have reached out to various teams in Polk County for games. And according to your logic, whether you didn't answer the phone because it's gonna hurt your points, you don't want to play because you want to lose, whatever the case may be, the people ain't really playing no Polk County folks, so they had to go outside the county. So they going to play a big one on Friday. For people that don't know, they'll be playing the DME Academy. Hey, Marvin, man, you missed the 11 through 25, man. Trying to hold on for you. I know that's like the highlight of the week for you.
Hey, Jules, I blacked the screen out though. I had your back. I
Yeah,
blacked the screen out.
So on Friday, we got JCP. Make sure I got it right now. Don't they play? Yeah, they play on Saturday. I meant Saturday. Saturday, we have Jordan Christian Prep at DME Academy, and that's the national. Because people ask, is it when they play Montverde? Is that the team that Cooper flag on? And this is this apparently is the DME Academy National. This is the big boy team. So we give credit to JCP for going to play some people. So, and they playing at the place at DME Academy. So what are our thoughts on that one on Saturday? Got 3 good ones on Saturday. That's the first one.
Okay. Well, Coach, those DME kids, they play for various travel ball teams, and I was able to play against some of those kids that go there, and they have some African kids too that can really play. I think, and those kids have been playing together, and I think that's the advantage that they have over the JCP. Coaches got those kids. They trying to develop, where they fit in chemistry and whatever. I think that's going to be the major difference. I expect them to go in and compete, but I like DME at home.
Okay. I like what JCP is doing. I like what Coach Mike G is doing, bringing kids in, up in the level of up in the level of competition.
Definitely.
So everything he's doing, I like what he's doing. I personally hope he can. I don't know if he can pull off a Montverde to Polk County type of vibe or energy, but why not? I mean, Montverde wasn't always. Where is that? Where's Montverde even at? Like in Lake County?
Clearmont, yeah, it's like right next to Clearmont.
It wasn't always Montverde. It had to start somewhere. So if he can pull it off, I mean, we all for it. But yeah, I think it's a tall order on Saturday, but I do applaud them for going to play. Kind of like last year when they went and played Montverde with Cooper. I mean, nothing about that game was a negative for Winter Haven. So I don't think nothing about this game was a negative for JCP.
No, not at all.
So I don't think they're going to win, unfortunately. I don't think they're ready for that yet. I think they're still getting used to the guys that they're bringing in. But if you have not seen Blase, I mean, they just got a couple new kids. Be interested to see how the fresh kid can play. I heard the fresh kid is not bad at all that they just got in. Then you got the 2 big kids, 2 7 foot 7, 7'2" kid. So they hadn't really been there yet. So I know Blase can go. The Stanyakovich kid can go. I do wonder about their guard play. I don't know how strong their guard play is, but yeah, Coach John Blase is a grown man right now. So they got some players, they got some guys. I just don't think that they got enough to hang in there with DME for the whole game. So I like DME too. Coach Blicker, that's a good question. When they play the home game,
they played at Stanbar Middle last year. I don't know if that's going to be their home gym again this year.
And Juice, they don't play the Cooper flag. They play Montverde, but Montverde has multiple, varsity level teams, and they played already, but they didn't play the team that Cooper flag play on. No, sir. So stand by. Okay, so that's what they played last year, but this game will be on the road where they play Saturday. Going to DME Academy. The second one on Saturday, we got on the schedule say just add them. So I don't know if it's a home game for Olympia. Or it's like one of those 1 day shootouts. But Winter Haven either is at Olympia or versus Olympia. But they play Saturday. Winter Haven and Olympia. What's your thoughts on that one?
I think Olympia lost Jizzle and the big kid, Bo Outlaw's kid. I think they're still pretty tough, but I like Winter Haven.
They both. Oh, they left. Then that's a wrap. That's what I was going to Olympia, thinking they were still there.
No, they graduated.
Oh, he was. Jizzle was a junior.
He was a senior. He graduated.
He was a senior. Oh, and they lost. They lost their whole squad. They lost the kid to Compass too. So yeah, I like Winter Haven too. I like Winter Haven to go and get that one. But that's not the same Olympia that we saw this year. Oh, and then Victory. Yeah, Cameron Wright from the Rock. Is Cameron Wright he tough like that? I guess he is. But they lost Outlaw and Jizzle.
Yeah, for last year's team.
Yeah. So Jizzle getting in at Cincinnati. I ain't surprised by that one. So the game. So I guess that's what they had Oak Ridge, and they're playing Olympia at Oak Ridge High School. I like Winter Haven in that one. And then the last one, he from one family, so okay, he can play there. So they won't be bad. I just don't think they're not what they was last year with just an Outlaw kid. Okay. So I like Winter Haven for that one too. Winter Haven lost one they probably didn't have no business losing from what we got. They didn't shoot it well. They was in foul trouble. So at least one kid sat. Then they went over to Orlando and got a bounce back with the next day against was it Campbell? Campbell from Georgia, team from Georgia. So how do we feel about them? We know the big three, right? We know Isaac, JP, and Zay. The rest after that it get real interesting, right?
Yeah, no, I think Tyrese is the difference maker this year, and he is what's gonna make them really, really tough. He was shooting the ball this summer at a high level. Okay. And then they got some young kids that are juniors now, coming from that JV team that give them depth. It's unfortunate that they're having issues from what you telling us already about not coming to practice and things of that nature. Hopefully they're able to solve that and be at full force. Yeah. I still expect Winter Haven to make the Final Four.
Okay. All right. The last one we got is Victory versus Gateway Charter. That's on Saturday also.
Victory. Okay.
Victory went up the I like Victory too. Victory went up the they gave a real good showing by themselves. They got down pretty the second night. Was the second night? Not the one they lost, the third night. They got down pretty big second half and battled back and got them a good win. Of course LJ, doing what LJ does. But they've got some good which I mean those guys are good players. I mean, I know we had them pretty high on our rankings, and Dino and Lanier. They both played pretty well, also. But I think that Victory only goes as far as how the big kid develops, if that makes sense to me. Now, I could be wrong on that. They could do it without the big kid, the Gall kid, but I think how he goes, I think will ultimately determine how far they go. And yeah, Coach Blinker, they were. I know I watched two of the 4 games live, and they were the first one, and I think the third one, they were very impressed with LJ up in the Midwest. Yeah, Juice. That's what I'm talking about. The African, his name Gall, thought Gall. How he goes, in my opinion, is how far they will go. So those other guys, I mean, you know what you're getting out of them. But Victor's thing, I think, is they got to have a presence inside. I feel in a way, and they got to be able to at least compete, rebound. I ain't saying they got to win it every night, but they got to. It can't be, it can't be like this. I think if it's kind of even, I think they got a shot. So they got 3 kids that can get a bucket for them. Whatever the variety is, they got 3 guys that can get a bucket for them. So I personally, I wonder about Victory's depth also, especially watching them the other night. But I mean that first 6 guys, 6, 7 guys I think they got. They ain't in bad shape. Big kid getting foul trouble, then they become much smaller, but they just try to spread out and run anyway. So I don't know if that's really bothering them that much, but I don't know. They got about 7. I got. Okay, well, yeah, he didn't play Coach Blicker, so I guess that'll be interesting to see how he. That's the other thing. Victory went up there. They do got football kids, which Coach Blicker said at least one they coming from football. Not sure how many Lake Wells had football wise. I know Sebring had at least 2. I know the Collimore kid played football, so that'd be a good addition for them. And then Lakeland, got pretty much 70-80% of their team is football guys. But so Victory becomes, if that's, I counted 7 guys that I feel like Victory looked like. Early on, you're playing everybody, but I felt like it looked like 7 guys. He looked like he feel like he can play or he gonna play. He got confidence in right now. Obviously, that changes throughout the year, per team. But if the JoJo kid is in the rotation, that'll give Victory 8. So it's 8, and I guess this is the final question for tonight. And as everybody gets started, is 8 the magic number that you got to have 8 guys in your rotation to have a shot? If you got less than that, you can have more than that, but you got to have at least 8 to have a shot.
Yeah, I think right now you want to have 8 to 10. You need to figure out who you're going to depend on, because once you hit the playoffs, that rotation gets really, really tight. So I think he'll be playing at least 8, maybe up to 10.
So he got 8 guys he can play.
Yeah, definitely 8.
Okay.
But like I said, that rotation is going to get a lot tighter in the playoffs according to the opponent.
So does Winter have 8?
Yes.
Does JCP?
He'll play 8. He has 8 that he can put out there. Yeah.
You got 8. You got to have them. Then you got to play them. So he's saying with 8 at least got 8.
Yeah.
He's saying Victory.
I think Victory is deep. I think they can play 10 easy.
They go 10. Okay.
But like I said, it's going to be according to the game. My thing is you got to put those kids in those situations to figure out who you can depend on. So early, I can see people playing more people, but as you get closer and closer at the end of the season, that rotation is going to get tighter.
Gotcha. So right now we feel like they got it. We feel like JCP got 8 just by all the people that them brought in.
Mm-hmm.
Santa Fe got 8. Probably for the first time in a little while. I can think that I can see him playing 8 guys. Bartow at least. You just got to get them all going the same direction, right?
Yeah.
Davenport, they got 8. I'm just going through the top
10.
They got 8. Discovery, they got 8.
He's probably right there at 8. He got some young kids that he's developing. I'm curious to see the kid that came from Wakava.
Is this? I thought about this when I was doing the whole honor roll thing. You got Livingston from Wakava or Discovery. You have Blicker still on.
He on the Crown Tower.
Fresh from the Crown Tower.
Flicker, you should have won the crown towel.
Yeah,
Because he had 16 coaches there. That's the reason why McGriff won.
yeah, he's still. So you got Livingston at Discovery. You got Tate at Santa Fe. You got LJ, of course, at Victory. You got Vash at Frostproof.
Coach, he gonna average 30 a game down there.
Who? That's the question, Coach. Who? Those are four legitimate guys, and I'm probably missing somebody. Who leads the county in scoring, Coach? All three of them guys can legitimate average 25 to 30 a game. All four of them.
I think Vash is gonna end up winning the scoring title this year, and that's only because LJ has better supporting cast than he's probably had since he's been there. So they're gonna relieve a lot of that off of LJ, and they're gonna contribute more to their win. So I can see Vash winning the scoring title this year.
Well, I know the kid from Discovery. I know he had 31 yesterday. He had 36 last week. Yeah, and then Frostproof schedule ain't probably the strongest either. So out those four guys, I mean, Coach, they legitimately have we had a time where we had four guys that can average, not just get it here and there, but average 25 to 30 a night. And all four of them guys can average, Coach, not just get it here and there.
Coach. I would say since like back in the 90s, maybe. Like early 90s, maybe. Four guys at 25 plus.
Oh, four guys that I'm just off the top of my head, and I'm like, we may be missing somebody. Even the West Nine kid at Lakeland, because Lakeland ain't full strength. The Trey Jackson kid may get up that way. He definitely gonna be getting. He gonna be the number one out shot wise.
He'll probably be that way early, but once everybody's out there, I can see that evening out.
Dropping it down. But yeah, I just thought about that because we got four guys that can legitimately average that, not get it every now and then, but average it. And Bass was gonna average that at Lake Wells. He definitely gonna average that at Frostproof, like you said. He got the fluorescent light. He ain't got the green light down there. So, but all right, so we'll get the PG picks off the air and we'll post them tomorrow. We will post the top 25 for the week tomorrow, and we will also post the 6 young men that made the honor roll and our honor roll. That's just a way of us saying, well, let's talk about that one then. I didn't know that was tomorrow. Scoring the most points don't necessarily get you to the White House. To get you close, Mr. Riley, though, you got to score more than other people. But I get your point. Individual scoring don't get you there. I get you that. I take you. I agree with you on that. So that could be the most. Do you want to add that game, Coach? I mean,
Frostproof and Discovery.
That's definitely going to be an interesting Vash versus Livingston. That's a good. I mean, I know Discovery got more than that, but
they do.
So, geez, who win the scoring battle on that? Livingston versus Vash.
I think Vash will win it.
And Vash get more than
Livingston. I like Discovery for the win.
Yeah, I like Discovery for the win too, but that's gonna be them two alone gonna be interesting. But I mean, Discovery got the Gene kid from Haines City, and they got Willie Wilson. Right? Is he the most forgotten about or underrated? We went to having him in the discussion, and he really ain't even talking about him right now like we was. But I guess they all get used to each other. But
I think that's mainly because of team success. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have the year that they had the year before with the Osborne kid. So when you don't have that particular team success, you don't get that type of, publicity. So it's important for you to put up numbers, but it's also important for you to win.
Yeah.
So
Well, and that bring up a good point. They got Osborne a couple of years ago who killed it at Discovery. He got him another one with the Livingston kid, because this Livingston kid is a walking bucket, look like.
Yeah, remember the Osborne victory. Osborne and the LJ game, what both of them went for 40.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. We're gonna get on here and talk about it. So, like I said, team success is important to get that shine that you're looking for. He's not forgotten about. Of course, we know that he's there. Of course, he's been consistent, but they just didn't have the year team wise last year.
Okay. So JoJo, Mike, LJ, and the big guy. So JoJo comes in, does he push the Wilson kid out the rotation? Is that what is we reading?
I don't know. Coach Fitzgerald figured it out. That's what they're paying them big bucks for.
Well, the most exciting matchup of the week, maybe not the game of the week, but the most exciting matchup of the week looks like tomorrow, Discovery versus Frostproof, or more specifically, Darius Livingston versus Sebastian Rosado. So you're able to check that one out. If you like offensive basketball, that one should not disappoint tomorrow evening. So, all right. So we'll post like we do daily games. We'll post up.
Coaches, send in your stuff, please.
Send in your stuff until Coach, how many times we get stuff after we don't post it with stuff in the comments or a sidebar conversation, all that kind of stuff. Like, just send your stuff, man. Just send your stuff. Then you ain't got to come at us sideways. But we're gonna present. We're gonna produce what is sent to us. But like I say, we have a full slate of games. Everybody officially has games now, so we are locked in, boys and girls. Best time of the year. Lakeland Dreadnoughts are still playing. I think they got, for football, they go to Gainesville Buchholz this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And we, Jordan Hammerhand is pretty good too, Coach Jones. A lot of people don't know about it, but I mean, we kind of put him in our ranking, so hopefully. But yeah, Coach Hand got his baby down there. He played varsity as a freshman last year. Did a pretty good job.
He was an 8th grader last year.
8th grader. Played varsity as an 8th grader. He's a freshman this year. Yes, sir. Yes, thanks for correcting me. But yeah, he gonna be, he'll coach his son. Is that a game of the day, Coach?
They said it is for the county. It's on the girls' page as the game of the.
They say, huh? They in the way, huh, Coach?
Yeah, man.
They in the way. They gotta get it. Unfortunately, huh?
I hate to do that to my frat brother Gent, but he gonna have to see me tomorrow.
What Monty say? What Monty say? It's a shame what happened to.
Why don't people went over there bother them people, man?
Oh, so they on the girl side they vote for game of the week. Guess we gotta do better on the boys side. We just say this what it is. I guess we don't necessarily say a game of the week. I like that. We just essentially just pick the game that we think will be the best. So we can do a little girls shout out. We got
facts. I know we got Jenkins Monday. We got Temple Catholic on Wednesday, and then we play a couple shootout games in Orlando. That's gonna be really tough. So,
Coach, hey, look, man. The man say the people game of the week. Juice tough, man. Juice tough in these streets. Then who wins Saturday? Did the Haven girls win Saturday? Yeah, they won Saturday.
No, we won Friday.
I mean Friday. They lost Saturday. That's what you asked. They lost
Saturday against Lake Highland Prep.
Yeah, they lost Saturday. That's what you're asking. So yeah, Lakeland. Before we get off, Lakeland, they stay alive Friday. They the only thing left. They the only one they put.
A rematch, Coach. Like a rematch of Lakeland and Venice in the championship game.
like Lakeland going on the road, knocking off Buchholz.
Yes, sir.
And Venison. So this is the Final Four for football, right?
Yes, sir.
Final Four. Okay. Yeah, they put up 77, but they gave up 48.
Mm-hmm.
They were in Bryan Stadium, so hopefully, I mean, we know the offense is trouble, but that defense got to get on the bus too.
Definitely.
I don't know what Buchholz got at all, but of course, it's Lakeland, so it don't matter. But it's Polk County, so it don't matter. So
yeah, it's 2 number 1 seeds up against each other. So obviously, Buchholz had to have the highest strength of schedule.
So okay, well, where it should be. Heavyweights getting the big boys going at it. So, well, before we get off, I want to say congrats. You know, it's basketball, it's football. Congrats to Lake Wells, Sebring, and Victory on successful football season on making it as far as you made it. Sorry it didn't work out for you all on Friday night. And good luck to the Dreadnoughts this Friday as y'all continue to try to go back to back on the road. But, you know, at this point, everybody got a shot. So that's how you got to look at it. So shout out to Coach Hen doing double duty with the football team. So, and all those guys. So, well, great show tonight. Everybody, like I said, we'll post this stuff on the page and try to keep everybody up to date. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. We do not take it for granted. And hopefully everybody is excited about getting going officially this week. We are officially in, full range of games. And okay, Santa Fe football, trying to upgrade. Santa Fe can get a football team. That's directly gonna help you, Coach Blick, and it should. All them kids in Lakeland that came.
I thought they had a football team. I know they're looking for a coach for sure.
Everybody can't be. They need a coach. Everybody can't be in that too deep at Lakeland. At Lake Gibson, so they got to play somewhere. In this case, it can't be too deep at Victory or Lakeland Christian either in the city of Lakeland. So I mean, there's still plenty. Coach Blick and Coach Jones say they got the coach already on staff. They just need you to add a whistle to your neck that you already got. Add a football outside whistle instead of the inside whistle. Anyway, if you're interested, if you know anybody who wants to coach football, Santa Fe has a job open. I'm sure there'll be other schools that have job openings for football before the season. That was crazy, but you can go about it this route, like Coach Blicker said. You can post that you need a head coach, or you can go the route that was it Lake Gibson went and post it in the whole staff, except the head coach. So I guess it's whatever way you want to go about doing it. But that's football a different beast altogether. So but anyway, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. We don't take it for granted. Thank y'all for the discussion. Thank you for the support. Good luck to everybody getting it going officially this week. If you got it going last week, then you kind of got a little head start, but everybody should be in the gym this week. So we excited for the possibility of the season. Hope everybody is successful. Hope we, injury free, and we continue to get better each week. And until next time, we are Polk Hoops, and we out. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Y'all be safe. Have a good week.